Today we are going to explore the roots of ancient traditional Sri Lankan lifestyle through the evidence preserved and exhibited by the Martin Wickramasinghe Trust, Kogala, Sri Lanka. Let's explore the roots of traditional Sri Lankan lifestyle. Martin Wickramasinghe was a Sri Lankan author and journalist. He is often acclaimed as the father of modern Sinhala literature. Martin Wickramasinghe was born in the village of Malaugama in 1890. The Folk Museum was long a desire of author, who wanted to recapture within it the technological and cultural artifacts which were a familiar part of his childhood. The Wickramasinghe Trust has developed the museum into a growing repository of artifacts depicting the history of Sri Lankan folk culture, from ancient to modern times, in order to remind the people of Sri Lanka of their living roots. The museum is a fascinating collection of artifacts, from Buddhist artifacts to those which portray the development of rural technology in agriculture, agro-industry, fishing, pottery and metal craft artifacts, various artifacts from folk dances and religious ceremonies, and many others, tastefully presented. The museum offers visitors rare insights into Sri Lankan folk culture. In Search for Roots is the central theme in Martin Wickramasinghe's writing on the culture and life of the people of Sri Lanka. Born in the southern village of Kogala, bounded on one side by the reef French Sea and on the other by the large lake, into which the numerous tributaries of Kogala drain. The landscapes of the sea, lake-studded with little islands, the flora and fauna, the forested hinterland, and the changing patterns of life and culture of the people of the village were the background of his early years that the author later immortalized in his novels and short stories. The salient feature of the village folk is that they appease their heart leading towards a spiritual life. It is because of this reason that the key events of their lives are based on the temple. The traditional handcraft of wood carving has been around in Sri Lanka for centuries. Various collections of wood-carved products include ornaments, jewelry pieces, sculptures, lacquer products boxes. Toys and carved wooden furniture and household items are also popular among locals. The practices of iron melting and steel tempering have been recorded as being practiced in ancient times in Sri Lankan villages. The ironworks artisans made for agriculture implements, mudpick, or mammoties, billhooks, and sickles, and household tools as knives, spoons, areca nut slicers, and betel pounders, such as vessels and utensils, were produced by metal industry. The production of coir rope is comprised of several stages, involving the soaking and processing of the coconut husk, extraction of the core fiber following separation of the core, and then finally being twisted and spun into rope. Popular core products include carpets, mats, brooms, and brushes. In the ancient time of Sri Lanka, the basic education was provided by the priest of the village temple, the sand pitch used to introduce letters to the children. Ola leaf is a palm leaf, used for writing in traditional palm leaf manuscripts and horoscopes in southern Sri Lanka. Sinhala letters are in round shape and are written from left to right. It is known fact that the life of the village folk was based on the agriculture, which is a main aspect of the life of a Sri Lankan since then. Ancient and traditional farmers were self-sufficient in rice production. The process of harrowing and preparing land before the paddy cultivation, which done using a plow and oxen, and after preparing the land, paddy seeds are sown or saplings are planted. In the wet, muddy field, there are many tools and equipments are using for the process. Being a nation surrounded by the ocean fishery is an essential part of Sri Lanka. Lift nets are a traditional method of fishing. Fishermen use fish bait to lure fish into the net. The shapes of net can be like a bag, cone, a rectangle, or a pyramid. The karka was a tool made from dried wooden sticks, which was used in fishing, especially in the lagoons and lakes. Masks are deeply connected to Sri Lankan folklore and take on a functional role where they are used in healing rites and rituals. 18 masks carved to represent the torment felt through. These diseases are worn by an exorcist and a devil dance is performed. Some popular dances or dramas are kolam and raksha, one a comedic performance and the other masks mainly used in festivals and processions. Sri Lankan culture is beautifully bestowed with art, music, literature, and religious heritage. Sri Lanka has its distinct musical melodies and beats. Drums are played at centuries-old rituals. There is no religious festival, processions, and traditional occasions without a sound of them. Drum beat. Puppetry has been a basic folk art in Sri Lanka. Ricotta is what puppet is called in Sri Lanka. It literally means figure or doll that is made of wood. It started with a southeastern artist in the country who made masks when they started to make dolls for entertainment. Sri Lanka has a variety of traditional indoor and outdoor games. Indoor games include chaturanga or chess, Olindakelia or game of choruses, Pankakelia or the game cowries. Outdoor games include Gajaganima, Kamba Dima or tug of war, Porapalgi Sema or throwing, coconut at each other. The jewelry has always been embedded into the culture and heritage of Sri Lanka. In ancient times, silver, gold, and gem-adorned bangles, necklaces, and rings, among other ornaments, were considered a mark of royalty and privilege. Traditionally, Sri Lanka's indigenous weavers have maintained a different aesthetic, where their patterns and colors tend to be more restrained. Yarn was homespun from cotton cultivated in Chennas, while natural dyes were used from seeds, flowers, bark, and roots. Nature inspired the forms and patterns. Many of the motifs on the traditional handloom textiles are stylized motifs of mythical serpent. Like Kobo and birds, so were the sun, moon, stars, peacocks, and elephants. Geometrical patterns are also common in the textile. Lace making, a pastime caught on from Portuguese and Dutch women during the colonial times. It is indeed quite fascinating to see how the hands dexterously handle the tools to create intricate patterns. Mat or panpadura has been used in every household. In Sri Lanka in the past, it made of natural straw called pan with beautiful design. Once it is a tuck-away bed, next is surface to dry paddy, spices, and other dried food. Sometimes it serves as seats or dining table. The bullock cart in Sri Lanka is a two-wheeled vehicle, led by a bullock, sometimes hooded and sometimes not, but most often open and airy. The bullock cart not only aided in transportation for villagers on their journeys, but also in relieving the burdens of their livelihoods, being used in carrying items such as wood, grain, hay, vending items, and any heavy loads from kerosene to laundry over longer distances. As a mode of commuting, it was a symbol of social status, with differing varieties used by the commoners and the elite. The Therakill, a single-seater bullock cart, was used mainly for racing. The Baki Karate is with passenger seats, was used by the village headmen or dignitaries. There are a few other carts like elephant carts and horse carts also used by the riches in the village for different purposes. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.